Have you ever faced a problem that seemed impossible to solve? Maybe it was a tricky homework question, a toy that wouldn't work, or even just figuring out what to eat for dinner. Our world is full of puzzles, big and small, waiting for us to find a solution. Solving these problems is a fundamental part of what makes us human. It's how we learn, how we invent, and how we move forward. Think about it. Every single invention, from the humble wheel to the supercomputers in our pockets, started as a solution to a problem. We are all natural-born problem solvers, equipped with a truly remarkable tool, our brains. Now, what's really cool is that our brains don't just have one way of tackling these challenges. We have a whole toolbox of thinking styles we can use. Sometimes we need to follow a straight, clear path, using facts and rules to get from point A to point B. It's like following a recipe step by step to bake a delicious cake. But other times that straight path is blocked. That's when we need to jump off the trail, look at the problem from a completely different angle, and come up with a surprising, creative answer. Welcome back to Critical Thinking Secrets, the channel that gets you to think, well, critically. Let's talk about a wonderfully wacky and brilliant way to think: lateral thinking. The term was coined in 1967 by a thinker named Edward de Bono. He realized that our brains often get stuck on one track, trying to solve a problem the same old way over and over again. Lateral thinking is the skill of deliberately jumping off that track. It's about challenging our assumptions, looking at things from a weird angle and asking what if, instead of just why. A fantastic ancient story that shows lateral thinking in action is the tale of two women who both claim to be the mother of the same baby. They went before the wise King Solomon to solve the dispute. A logical approach might have been to look for witnesses or evidence, but there was none. So Solomon used lateral thinking. He announced, "I will cut the baby in two and give each of you half." It was a shocking suggestion, but it wasn't a real plan. It was a test designed to reveal the truth in a creative way. The real mother, horrified, immediately gave up her claim to save the baby's life, while the other woman agreed to the plan. In the world of business, lateral thinking is like gold. Consider the story of Post-it notes. A scientist at the 3M company was trying to create a super strong adhesive. He failed and instead created a very weak one. It was a failure, right? Logically, yes. But another scientist thought laterally. He didn't see a weak glue, he saw a reusable, non-damaging bookmark for his church hymnal. Now let's switch gears and look at the other powerful tool in our mental toolbox: logical reasoning. If lateral thinking is a winding, exploratory path, logical reasoning is a straight, well-paved highway. It's the process of using a rational, systematic series of steps based on sound procedures and given statements to arrive at a conclusion. Logic is all about structure, evidence, and proof. It's the kind of thinking scientists use when they form a hypothesis, conduct an experiment, and analyze the data to see if their idea holds up. Think of it like solving a classic riddle or puzzle. Imagine you have 3 boxes. One contains only apples, one contains only oranges, and one contains a mix of apples and oranges. Every box is labeled incorrectly. You are allowed to pick just one fruit from one box to figure out what is in all 3. Logical reasoning tells you to start with the box labeled apples and oranges. Why? Because you know for a fact that this box must contain only one type of fruit. If you pull out an apple from that box, you know it's the all-apple box. Once you know that, the rest of the puzzle unravels with pure logic. Let's look at the 3 main types of logical reasoning. The first is deductive reasoning, which goes from a general rule to a specific conclusion. For example, all humans need water to live. I am a human, therefore I need water to live. Then there's inductive reasoning, which goes from specific observations to a general conclusion. Finally, there's abductive reasoning, which is like making an educated guess. Want to improve your reasoning skills, think smarter, and make better decisions? Get the Critical Thinking Toolkit, a powerful resource packed with checklists, mental models, and practical guides to help you avoid mistakes and sharpen your reasoning skills. Stop wasting time on bad decisions and start thinking with clarity. Grab your copy now. Link in the description below. So which way of thinking is better, lateral or logical? That's a trick question. The answer is neither. It's not a competition. The most powerful problem solvers, the greatest inventors, and the most innovative thinkers are the ones who know how to use both. Imagine you are trying to solve a major world problem like cleaning up plastic from our oceans. First, you might use lateral thinking to generate a flood of wild ideas. What if we used trained drones to spot plastic? What if we developed an enzyme that safely eats plastic? What if we created a giant solar-powered ocean vacuum? Once you have a list of these creative, lateral ideas, it's time to bring in the logical reasoning. You would take each idea and analyze it logically. Logic helps you test, refine, and turn a creative spark into a real, workable plan. This is the beautiful dance of innovation. In our daily lives, we can do the same. If you're stuck on a math problem, maybe a lateral jump, like drawing a picture of the problem, can give you a new insight. Then you can use logic to solve the equations. If you're trying to plan a surprise party for a friend, you can use lateral thinking to come up with a unique theme, and then use logical reasoning to plan the budget, timeline, and guest list. By embracing both the straight line of logic and the zigzag path of creativity, you equip yourself to solve any problem that comes your way. So go ahead, be an artist and an architect. The world is full of puzzles waiting for you to solve.
Thank you for joining us today. Enjoyed this video? For a more in-depth analysis, visit our website, www.criticalthinkingsecrets.com to read the full article. Please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you stay up to date with our latest weekly released content. We have over 300 videos on our channel to help kickstart your critical thinking journey. Also, as an added bonus, just for supporting our channel, you can download our free critical thinking ebook, so go ahead and click the link below. Till next time, keep those critical thinking gears turning.